What if I told you that the reason you feel tired, distracted, and weirdly unmotivated isn't because you're lazy? What if it's because your brain hasn't been bored in years? Right now, your brain is being hijacked hundreds of times a day. Every scroll, every swipe, every tiny hit of novelty, and most people think it's harmless. But what actually happens if you stop scrolling for just 7 days? The answer is not what you expect. And day 3? That's where things get interesting. Let's break this down simply. When you scroll through social media, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical. It's the motivation chemical. It tells your brain, that felt rewarding. Do it again. Short videos, endless feeds, notifications. They're designed to create unpredictable rewards. And your brain loves unpredictability. It's the same system that makes slot machines addictive. The more you scroll, the more your brain adapts. It starts expecting constant stimulation. So what happens when you suddenly stop? Day 1, withdrawal. You feel restless. You grab your phone without thinking. You unlock it and realize there's nothing to check. Your brain is confused. Where's the novelty? Where's the reward? You might feel bored, even anxious. Some people describe it as an itch in their mind. Here's the mistake most people make. They think this feeling means they need their phone. It doesn't. It means your dopamine system is recalibrating. Day 2 and 3, the crash. This is where most people quit. You may feel more tired than usual, less motivated, even slightly down. Why? Because your baseline dopamine has been artificially elevated for months or years. When you remove constant stimulation, your brain dips below that baseline temporarily. It feels worse before it feels better. And here's the part nobody talks about. Boredom comes back. Real boredom. The kind you haven't felt since childhood. At first, it's uncomfortable. But boredom isn't a bug. It's a feature. It's the signal that pushes you to create, think, or solve problems. If you can sit through this phase, something powerful happens next. Day 4 and 5, clarity. Your attention span starts stretching. You notice you can read longer without checking your phone. Conversations feel deeper. Time feels slower, in a good way. Why? Because you're reducing context switching. Every scroll forces your brain to shift focus rapidly. Over time, that fragments your attention. When you stop, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and focus, gets a break. And here's a myth we need to kill. Scrolling doesn't relax your brain, it stimulates it. True rest is low stimulation. A walk, silence, even staring out a window. By day 5, many people report something unexpected. They start thinking more clearly about their goals. Without constant comparison to curated lives online, self-esteem stabilizes. Social comparison decreases. Your brain stops measuring your life against highlight reels. Day 6, emotional regulation improves. This one surprises people. When you scroll constantly, your brain experiences emotional whiplash. 1 second, it's comedy. Next second, tragedy. Then outrage. Without that roller coaster, your mood smooths out. You react less impulsively. You pause before responding. Small difference, huge impact. Day 7, rewiring begins. 7 days isn't magic, but it's long enough to interrupt a habit loop. Cue, scroll, reward. When the loop is broken repeatedly, your brain starts weakening those neural pathways. At the same time, other pathways strengthen. You might notice, you reach for a book instead of your phone. You finish tasks faster. You feel less rushed. Your thoughts feel quieter, not empty, just less noisy. Now let's be honest. Stopping scrolling doesn't turn you into a productivity machine overnight. You won't suddenly become a genius or perfectly focused. But you will notice space, mental space, and space is powerful because growth often hides behind discomfort. When you remove the escape, you face your thoughts. That can be scary, but it's also where creativity lives. It's where long-term goals become clearer. Now, some practical advice. If you try this, don't just delete apps and hope for the best. Replace the behavior. Decide in advance. When I feel the urge to scroll, I will do this instead. Walk, journal, read 5 pages, call someone. Make it simple. Make it easy. Also, expect discomfort. Plan for it. If you think the first 3 days will feel amazing, you'll quit when they don't. And one more thing. Don't measure success by productivity alone. Measure it by awareness. Are you more present? Less reactive? More intentional? That's the real win. So what actually happens to your brain when you stop scrolling for 7 days? Your dopamine system recalibrates. your attention span stretches, your emotional stability improves, and your mind gets quiet enough to hear your own thoughts again. The real question isn't whether you can survive 7 days without scrolling. It's this: what might change in your life if you did? If you want more evidence-based breakdowns of how your habits are shaping your brain and how to take back control, subscribe now, because the next habit we're exposing might be the one quietly running your life.